It's your favourite YouTuber, guys, DSLM Finance, financial educating you guys to free for the beginners by form beginner every Sunday at 3 p.m. Mr. Rishi, I can't lie, you got to be my favourite chancellor thus far. It's come out recently, guys, that there have been some changes to stamp duty tax. It's actually been reduced, but the question is, to what extent? Who will it affect? And also, what are the problems? Yes, I said it, the problems associated with this new reduction in stamp duty tax. Basically, everything you need to know about the recent changes in stamp duty that Mr. Rishi here has altered, I'm going to be discussing in this video. But before we get going, if you're a regular that watches my videos frequently, or you might be a new person to this channel and you like what you see, then smash that like button down below, guys. And don't forget to share this video and subscribe with notification bell on if you haven't done so already. First off, let me give you guys a bit of a backstory on what stamp duty actually is. You see, stamp duty is a form of tax that you have to pay the government whenever you buy a property or purchase a piece of land over here in England, also in Northern Ireland too. So you can imagine this is a huge amount of money that we're talking about that the government receives each and every year. And what they tend to do with that is reinvest it back into the economy. But this also sparks on another question now. So if the government has significantly reduced the stamp duty, what are they going to do to accommodate for that big void in cash reserves? This is just one of the problems that I'm going to mention later towards the end of this video. So make sure to stay tuned for that too. Now, onto the main bulk of the conversation. How will stamp duty affect everyone? In a nutshell, guys, given a very broad overview of things, it will make the stamp duty cheaper compared to what it previously was in the past. The question then shifts to, how will it affect you specifically? And the truth is that it varies, guys. It varies totally dependent on the scenarios that you're in. I cannot stress it enough. It actually might be best if I give you guys some examples in this video, which I'm going to do, just to exaggerate that. But before I can even give you guys those examples, I need to tell you what the stamp duty was previously compared to what it is now. You see, Table 1 refers to the old stamp duty fees that you had to pay whenever you were purchasing a property, and Table 2 actually refers to first-time buyers, what they specifically had to pay on the old stamp duty for properties lower than 500k. And then you can see there it also varies depending on whether the property was actually inside London or outside London too. For properties that were being purchased by first-time buyers over 500k, they had to refer back to Table 1 again. So as you can see, guys, in a nutshell, it basically makes everything confusing. And this is why stamp duty can be quite tricky to handle, get the full grasp of. But let's say during that period, I wanted to purchase a property for under 500k. And this was my very first property within the UK, inside London. When you look at the old stamp duty rates, so specifically table number 2 we're talking about, up to 450k, I would pay no stamp duty, which is great, guys. But the remaining 50k of the property, I would have to pay 5% stamp duty on that. This equates to in total £2,500 stamp duty tax I would have to pay as a first-time buyer for that property specifically. However, when you compare it to the new rules, i.e. Table 3 that's going to pop up now, you can see the new stamp duty tax bands have completely changed for residential properties, including first-time buyers, which is shown all in Table 3, regardless of whether they're in London or not. You see, if that same person was to buy a property now, then they would be subject to 0% tax on their first 500k worth of property, meaning that person specifically wouldn't have to pay any tax at all. Zilch. Even though they'll still need to fill out the stamp duty form as it's a legal requirement from the government, regardless, they don't even need to add 1 penny to it. As you can see, comparing the new stamp duty to the old stamp duty is saving £2,500 just in this example alone. However, I can't stress it enough though, guys. The level of savings you get from this new stamp duty rate compared to what it previously was depends on your scenario specifically. For example, I've kept this under the wraps. I'm actually in the process of getting another property with my brother over the next coming months. We're going to be acquiring this property using a different method, but I'll actually talk about it as we get closer towards it. So I'll make another video on that. Make sure to stay tuned for that too. But as you can probably guess, we have to pay stamp duty on this. So the maximum price we'll be looking to purchase this property for is 400k. So in this example, we'll base the price on 400k. Let's actually see how much I'm gonna save from this new stamp duty compared to what it previously was. Now, because we will be acquiring this property as an additional dwelling, we would therefore be liable to pay the additional tax rates. This is shown in the third column of the stamp duty tables 1 and 3. But the interesting thing happens when you compare the old stamp duty rates to the new ones, which we're about to do. So using the old stamp duty rates, the first 125k of the property will be taxed to 3%, costing us £3,750. With the next 125k being taxed at 5%, costing us £6,250. And the last tax band for the property remaining would be 150k, being taxed at 8%, costing us £12,000. In total, this meant that using the old tax rates, it will cost us a whopping £22,000, guys, altogether. Whilst using the new tax band in table 3, the 400k property falls within the 500k tax band, and we would only be paying 3%. So that's 12k in total, guys. This means that using the new tax rates, guys, will save us 10 grand compared to what they were before. That is a lot of money, and that money specifically, we can use it for reinvesting back into that property, maybe acquiring another property. It will go far, and we're grateful for that. This is why I say Mr. Rishi is my favorite chancellor thus far. But enough of the positive stuff. Let me actually talk about the problems that I believe are associated with this new reduction in stamp duty. You see, a lot of people are talking about, obviously, stamp duty now saving you a lot of money compared to what it previously was. But very few people are asking the question, why is the government giving this money away when they could have very well kept it in their pockets themselves? I believe the true answer lies in what the government fears is going to happen after furlough. You see, I believe after furlough, there is going to be a huge unemployment rate. Companies are gonna struggle, guys. I think this is going to actually kickstart a recession, guys, to be quite honest with you. There are going to be industries massively detrimentally affected, and one of the worst industries I think is going to be affected is actually the property industry. I've actually talked about this in detail, guys, on the impact of coronavirus in the property market video I made previously. I've left the link down in the description box. Click on it there if you want to find out more. But that's basically in a nutshell what I think is the reasoning behind all these new stamp duty changes. But it then sparks the question, if the government needs this money but no longer has it because it's giving it away effectively in these new stamp duty reductions, then where's the government going to take this money from? And I believe the answer is yes, us, the taxpayers. I think we're going to actually get taxed more, guys. So don't be shocked if you get taxed higher rates than what they previously were to accommodate for this deficit. I can also see another problem over the crossover period. You see, these new stamp duty changes are going to effectively run out on the 31st of March 2021. But who's it going to run out for, guys? Where's the cut-off period drawn from? Is it the people that have acquired a property? Is it the people that have just started acquiring a property? Or is it the people that are maybe 50% through? Where do you draw the line on that scale? That is an important question that I think a lot of people will need clarification on. Imagine if you were in two minds of getting a property, guys, and these new stamp duty changes have actually incentivized it for you to get one now. So you then save up from now to the 31st of March to only be rejected and told that you have to pay the full stamp duty tax rates again. What's the point of doing it in the first place? You're gonna be put off from getting that property then. This is why they really need to clarify what's going to happen at that cut-off period. the 31st of March 2021, and potentially even prolong it as well, specifically for people that have started the mortgage process then. And my final issue associated with these new stamp duty rates compared to what they previously were is the quality of it. You see, yes, in general, everyone's going to benefit from these lower stamp duty rates, but people aren't going to benefit at the same rate as each other. That's the problem. And the type of buyers that I feel are going to benefit the least from this are the first-time buyers, specifically for properties under 500k. Why? Because now they're having to share their benefits with second-time buyers, third-time buyers, and so on. So what's the point of being a first-time buyer anymore? But that's all for this video, people. I've left down in the description box below links that give you the full details on the old stamp duty rates and also full details on the new stamp duty rates. So you guys can find out how much you're saving if you were to get a property now for your specific scenario compared to what it previously was. Or if you just want to look at how much stamp duty you're going to just be paying for now, then I've also left a link down in the description box for a stamp duty tax calculator based on these new rates too. However, I just want to add though, guys, that you should do your own due diligence too. Speak to your financial advisors, your mortgage advisor, and your tax manager specifically for these stamp duty tax rates. There's a famous saying in property, guys. There are two people that are very important, that are probably the most important to you when it comes to property investing. One is your significant other half, and two is your tax manager. Why? Because your tax manager can save you a lot of money if they know what they're doing. If you're a regular that watches my videos frequently, or you might be a new person to this channel and you like what you see, then smash that like button down below, guys. And don't forget to share this video and subscribe with notification bell on if you haven't done so already. It's your favorite YouTuber, guys, DS Finance, financial educating you guys too, free for the beginners, by form beginner every Sunday at 3 p.m. Bye. DS Learning Finance.
Whoa.